If you haven't seen the previous two videos, I recommend you do so. So as I was saying previously, the hunter-gatherers in Europe had almost universally fixed the genetic mutation that produces a light eye color. Uh, but there are also other mutations that that have to do with skin color. For example, this mutation right here, which is in the IRF4 gene, uh, it's actually associated with skin pigmentation. It gives you a slightly lighter hair color, eye color, and you have a less tanning ability. But it's actually a pretty interesting mutation because it's a mutation that has been found in almost every single hunter-gatherer, be it in the homozygous derived state, meaning they carry both copies of the mutation, or heterozygous state. This mutation nowadays is very rare, even within Europe, let alone outside of Europe. So you can see right here, the CEU, TSI are European populations, yet they only carry a minority of the mutation. The hunter-gatherers had, a lot of them had the homozygous version for this mutation. So what this is telling us is that we cannot accurately predict that they had dark skin. They had other mutations that were directly related to light skin pigmentation. We also know that Native Americans do not carry any of these mutations. Yet Native Americans do not have the same skin pigmentation as Sub-Saharan Africans do. But there's yet another thing that a lot of these claims are forgetting. People that live in Sub-Saharan Africa nowadays have evolved themselves. They have not stayed static in time. So what people look like today in Sub-Saharan Africa is not what they looked like 100,000 years ago, which is what a lot of people like to claim. With the out of Africa theory, they like to think that everybody 100,000 years ago looked like black Africans today, and that's not the reality. And not only is that not the reality, that is actually very offensive to black Africans, or to people from Sub-Saharan Africa, because it would have implied that they're an unevolved population, which is not the case. Every human in this planet has evolved, has adapted to our environment, and the way we look and our genes reflect that. It's an adaptation to our environment. We're no different from any other animal. So, and the reason I'm saying that is because there was a study done not long ago that found the Khoisan people. Most of you probably never heard of these people, but these are African people, by the way. They're indigenous people of South Africa, and they're quite light-skinned within the African spectrum. Well, the Khoisan people are interesting because they're hunter-gatherers, and they're one of the first humans who sort of split off within the human lineage. They are a mix, so they're not 100% descended from this lineage, but they do show something. They might actually show what early humans look like in terms of skin pigmentation. And what I mean by this is Sub-Saharan Africans that are not Khoisan, Melanesians, so Australian Aboriginal people, and South Asians themselves carry a mutation that no other human carries. And this mutation actually makes them darker. So these folks right here don't carry that mutation. So what that means is, in the absence of the other mutations that the hunter-gatherers carry, even if they didn't carry those mutations, the fact that they do not carry the Sub-Saharan African and Melanesian specific mutations that make them darker means that the darkest this could be, it's as dark as the Khoisan, or perhaps even lighter, because they have already accumulated certain mutations that arose a long time ago, about 40,000 years ago, that Native American people carry and every other Eurasian carries. So, with that said, it's obvious that the pigmentation that is shown by the mainstream media is completely erroneous, and it has politically motivated. There's no substance in science to back that up.